Hey everybody, this is Professor Lilly, and I want to talk to you about travel reporting for this spring 2021 semester. Um, you might see the palm trees behind me. I was lucky enough to get to sneak down to the Keys with my family, and I'm going to be returning in a couple days. And my kids are inside yelling because they're doing online school. Um, just like some of you. I know some of you are going to be online only, and some of you are going to be on campus. And I hope everything goes well with the on campus this semester, as I'm sure all of you do. So anyway, let me talk to you about travel reporting. And you should have gotten the email that I sent today telling you that this combined Moodle site where it says CM316, W01, and W02 is the one site that we're going to use this semester. So I have two sections, and it's a lot easier for me to make sure I added everything and didn't forget something on one Moodle page or the other if I just use one Moodle page for both sections. And there's no difference in terms of the content, and there's nothing nothing unique about either or other of the two sections. So disregard the single Moodle page for your section, and if you go to it, then you'll see nothing is on it. So this is the one that looks like this that you should be using. So one thing that, and so I think most of you should know this about this course, is that it is an asynchronous online only course, and it's been that way for many years. And in fact, it was one of the first online only courses that was approved at Loyola and designed specifically at that time for students who were going abroad and needed another course for the communication major or just Loyola credit in general that they could do kind of on their own time for the most part as they were traveling abroad and doing their abroad courses. So this has been for a long time designed specifically kind of to be a little bit more on your own time and definitely not having any weekly Zoom meetings. So I think that's kind of important to remember this semester because a lot of your courses are other courses are going to have a lot of online components that they might not have had before because of the pandemic. So please don't expect there to be any Zoom or any live meetings. There's not going to be anything like that. If you need to contact me, please email me, and I should get back to you within a couple hours. And if for some reason I don't contact you or reply within a day, then just send that email back again. Just reply, say, hey, I sent you this email, and I haven't got a reply. It might just mean that I'm busy, or it could mean that I missed it. Like it was a heavy email kind of flow day, and I just missed your email. So don't feel bad if you have to resend it and let me know that you haven't heard from me. We can always arrange a one-on-one meeting, like Zoom meeting, if you have any specific questions like that. So just ask to do that, and I will set it up. So that's just important. Please don't try to compare it with those live type Zoom meeting type courses, and it is structured to have weekly or bi-weekly assignments. So let's get into that. Well, before I get there, what's the whole goal here? So the whole goal, the main learning objective or learning vehicle is for you to create a travel writing blog or website. Here's just a few from a previous semester. I think I have 3 or 4 up here. And this is in the journalism sequence. So what we are doing is journalism. So we're not writing, because next week you're going to be doing some research on what blogging is and how it's different than travel writing or lifestyle writing. And so this is a journalism course. So there are other blogs that focus more on hobbies or personal memoir or personal journaling. I think there are 1 or 2 courses in the writing department that use blogs as a format to do prose or poetry or journaling, and we're not doing any of that. So we are focused on doing journalistic type writing, but it's different than standard news reporting. It's more featured oriented, more lifestyle oriented. You are giving your perspective and your descriptions of things, your observations, but you're also going to be giving actual facts, so that if someone wanted to go to this particular place, a restaurant or a hike, or if they wanted to make pasta after, and so when they read your blog, they'll find out, or that post, they'll find out about how to do that thing, what your experience was like, but also you'll be giving factual information, links, photos to help them to be able to do that, whatever it is you're writing about yourselves or themselves, your readers, after reading your post. So that's the kind of main objective, and that's going to be worth the majority of your grade. You're going to be writing at least 15 of these of posts throughout the semester. Now, one thing I want to note, so the name of the course is Travel Reporting, but some of you, you're not going to be abroad, right? Some of you might even be on campus, and some of you are going to be at home. And if there's a lot of COVID restrictions in your area, then it's going to be difficult for you to do certain types of things, like the museums might be closed or restaurants. So what I'm allowing you to do this semester is kind of a combination of what I would call travel reporting and writing, but also lifestyle. So you could see that I had the one here where the student was talking about how do you make homemade pasta. Going on a hike. I mean, that's something that's, you don't have to worry about COVID with that. Or interviewing a grandparent about a specific time of history or their experiences. Or how I tried to learn to play guitar this semester, or whatever it is. So then that's kind of what I would put more into like a lifestyle. You're still describing an experience and giving the reader information so that they could repeat the same thing that you're writing about. So it is journalistic in that sense, but it doesn't necessarily, or you don't have to write most of your articles about travel experience that you have if you're not able to do much traveling, or if, for example, you're in Baltimore on campus, and whatever you can do to get out, to go to area outdoor experiences, the Inner Harbor, or restaurants that are open, and whatever is in your comfort in terms of going out and doing those things, and writing about them. So there is flexibility in that sense. Travel reporting has just been the name of the course for a long time, and we talked about maybe changing it a little bit, but we're just going to keep it at that, even though not all of you, or not most of your articles will necessarily be travel reporting and writing. So, and just one note about, you can see that like this blog here is in Wix format, and this one is in Blogger. I think that this one is based on Tumblr, so that you get to decide which platform. All of these are free platforms, and so you get to decide. If you already have a blog, it definitely needs to be set up for doing travel reporting and writing, or lifestyle. So you might have to redesign it, and you might want to start a complete new one. And obviously all the articles have to be new to this semester. So let's get back to Moodle. And like I said, if you really need to call me, I would text me first, and just because I like everyone else nowadays, I get lots of spam. So if I don't recognize your number, I won't answer it. But if you text me first and say, hey, this is Daniel from your travel reporting, can we talk? Then I'll call you back, or just email me. So the way I've organized it, at the very first section here, it's all in these folder tabs, just to make it a little bit easier for you to be able to navigate, especially when you get down to the end of the semester. Then you don't have to scroll down a whole lot. And everything is sequential except this first tab here. And that's where we have the syllabus, or a general schedule. Okay, so if you want to be able to get a sense of the whole semester, and you'll see there's a few dates. I just need to figure out like what the actual date I want it to be assigned for, but everything is set for the beginning here, the first few weeks. And then there is the syllabus, and then descriptions here of the major assignments. So a description of how I'm going to grade and what you need to do for like the major blog writing assignment and things like that. So this is just general resources. And then and I do want you in this week 1, your responsibility is to kind of go through the whole Moodle site and just get orientation to it, and then look at the syllabus right here. And then after that, we have a breakdown, and the module, I mean, we could call them modules or weeks, but most the assignments are week by week, and there are a few that drag are over the course of 2 weeks. And so that's why there's just one tab for, let's say, weeks 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and ongoing. And for the first week, what I want you to do, so there are a few group assignments, and it's mostly just to, since this is an asynchronous course, that you do a lot of the work on your own time. So you could be doing it like at 3 o'clock in the morning, you could do it in the morning when you don't have another class, in the afternoon, whatever your schedule is, as long as you're able to work on it, whatever the assignment is, a few times during the week to achieve whatever the goal is for that week. And usually assignments will be due on Sundays. So if I say by Sunday, that means by Sunday night, Eastern Standard Time. And then there's a few that are due in the middle of the week, so that something can happen later on. So sometimes it'll be, say, do this by Thursday, so that then your group members can comment by Sunday. And so that's generally, everything would generally be due on a Thursday, or completed by a Thursday or a Sunday. Excuse me. And there are a few group assignments, and the idea here is that you're not doing it completely in isolation, and so that you can see, kind of talk to other students about what they're thinking about their writing. You can see how they're setting up their blogs, and kind of learn, through talking to each other like you would in a normal classroom type of environment. Now these group assignments also kind of just happen to be on your own time, so that you don't necessarily, you're not like having a live Zoom session with them. If you want to with certain assignments, you could, but you don't have to do that at all. All of the assignments are designed so that they can be asynchronous, even the group work. So and the groups will always be the same. So you'll always be working with the same group of 5 or 6 other students, and it doesn't matter which section you're in. So I'm basically treating this like a gigantic class. So at this point, you don't have to worry at all about what section. It's just one Moodle page, and 35 students in this class. And so this first week, watch this video that I'm doing right now, look at the syllabus, look at the Moodle page, and then you need to sign up for a work group, and that's right here. And again, you'll be the same, all the group assignments are in the same group. So you just have to assign or figure out which one you're in. We have group Gray, Green, Metro, Atlantic, and Garden. And then you would just come in here in this wiki tool and hit edit, and then just put your name here, so that I know. The most important thing is that okay, I'm in group Gray, so all the things that are grouped. And then also, for this one here, if you could go ahead and put your name and your email address. There are other ways that you can find out the other people in this class email, and you're going to have discussion forums. But for week 2, you're going to have to do some work, collaborative work together. So go ahead and put your email address. So you just come in here, and there's a maximum of 6 people per group. So by the end of this first week, you need to know which group you're in. And that is, and then, okay, so once you know what group you're in, then I want you to make a little introduction video through Flipgrid. And I've done this before, and if there's, this group has 35, but even if there was like 17, then it gets a little bit kind of busy trying to look through all those 17 different videos. So you just want you to introduce yourself to your work group. So once you know what group you're going to be in, you click on this link, introduce yourself through Flipgrid. And when you get into here, since I've already logged in, it won't show it to me, but you're going to log in through your your school Microsoft ID. And if that doesn't make sense, our Loyola email is run on Microsoft Outlook software. So even though you might not think of it as Microsoft, it is. So you just say through my school Microsoft account, and then if you're logged in on your Loyola email or Loyola Moodle, it should just log you straight in through to this. And I've created a Flipgrid topics for each group. Okay, so later in this, we're going to do this one other time when we do critiques. So after about halfway through the semester, you're going to have like 5 or 6 blog articles or travel articles on your blog, and so you're going to critique each other's writing at that point, and that's the only other time you're going to use Flipgrid. So just let's say you signed up for Group Gray, then you just come in here and you go and create a video, and that's it. So it's pretty easy. I would just hit record a response here, and you can do it on your cell phone, or you can even call in and just have it be audio. I'd rather you have your face so that, just like you're sitting in class with another student, you can see what each other, your mannerisms and things like that, and it'll have the feeling of being in a real kind of group together. So this only needs to be like a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes, where you just talk about. I'd like you to talk about what your experience was like last semester, just being in classes, during the pandemic. And then the second thing is what you think you want to write about. So if you could say, well, I'm an area where there's lots of hiking, so I want to mostly write about hiking in my travel blog this semester, or I'm in an area where there's a lot of outdoor restaurants and activities that are still available, so I want to kind of write about those experiences. Or I'm in a situation where I can't really get too much out of my house, so I'm trying to be creative and come up with some other topics, and that way your group members can kind of also give you ideas. So after that, so I want everyone to do this by Thursday. And again, this is informal. You don't really have to practice or anything. Just go ahead and do it, and then that'll give us a few days that once someone makes a video, then you can do a little text comment. So if the person's talking about going hiking in a certain area and you don't know about it, you can say, hey, I've never heard about that area. I'm excited about reading what you write about. Or if their person's going to be on campus in Baltimore, then you can add some ideas based on what they said they want to focus on their blog. And that wraps up this first week. So just a teeny group activity. And that's getting you ready for week 2. And in week 2, your group is going to do either a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, or a traditional kind of essay, like a PDF or Word doc. And I'm just giving you some prompts where you're kind of researching what's the difference between feature writing and reporting and lifestyle reporting, what is travel writing. And I will do a lecture where I give you some kind of tips and ideas of where to go with this. But you're kind of just getting into thinking about this thing. What is this thing called blogging that we're doing and travel writing, and just kind of looking at what other people have done. And that'll be for week 2. And then after that, you're going to be actually creating your blog. And usually, so for each one of these tabs, like whether or not it's 1 week or 2 weeks long, I will always be sending you an email with a video orientation just like this, and talking about going over Moodle and the guidelines, and just giving you an orientation. And it'll be on YouTube, so you can refer to it whenever you want. You watch the video more than once if you forget what I was saying, or if you're confused about some of the guidelines that are on Moodle, then you also have the video to refer to when I'm going to be going through Moodle and saying what to do. So for example, with this week 2, if you didn't know where your group was supposed to submit it, then you would see the video where I'm saying, oh, okay, once you're done with your PowerPoint or article or essay, then you submit the PDF or PPT right here at the bottom. So you can expect that kind of orientation for every one of these 1 or 2 week modules, the orientation video from me. After that, we have an assignment where you're asked to read a certain number of travel and lifestyle articles, like other people's writings, professional or amateur professionals, travel writing, just to get a sense of what good travel writing is in terms of the form of writing reporting. And then you'll post those summaries to a forum, and then you'll kind of talk about it with each other in your group, in your small group. Then after that, by the middle of the semester, you're going to be full on posting 1 or 2 of your articles to your blog a week, and then you'll have a chance to critique each other's. Mostly, I mean, some of it will be a little bit about the format of your blog. Like if someone's not really posting a lot of photos or links, then you can note that. But it's more about talking about each other's writing and also being inspired. And I'll talk to you about you know, how to do critiques if you've never done a critique in class. Usually critiques are in kind of writing type classes or art type classes. Sometimes they call it workshops. And then by the end of the semester, you're going to be full into adding more and more articles to your blog, and then there's a final project that I'll talk about later. So that kind of wraps it up. So, and you'll be getting 1 or 2 emails from me every week just to kind of keep you moving along and remind you what's going on. And these major projects, obviously you'll be graded through Moodle, so there's rubrics for each one of these. And so once I submit graded on Moodle and hit save, then it will go into the grade book and it will send you a little email notification saying that you know, you've been given this grade, and then you can click on it and through the rubric kind of see how I scored the different aspects of that assignment. And I will do, you know, I showed you real quickly some of the examples of other students' blogs. I will have, when we get into creating a blog, and also some kind of just tips for how to improve the look and feel of your blog, then I'll have a separate video to specifically on that as we get just a couple weeks into the semester. So that's it for now. If you have any questions, email me. Again, refer to what you have to do for week 1 here. The main thing is to get into a group and to introduce yourself to the group in order to set yourself up for the week 2 group assignment, so that we can get into this travel, reporting, writing, lifestyle writing experience for the semester. So I hope you enjoyed the class. I've already got good reviews on it, and enjoy reading everyone's experiences, and really use it as a chance to expand your writing in different types of writing, because there's a wide kind of variety of what you can do in this course and in this type of writing. And enjoy using it to critically think about your experiences as you go through this semester and you get out and about, and you know, and it is a challenge, you know, with the pandemic, and that's something you can absolutely acknowledge in your writing, because you're writing about things that are actually going on right now this semester. So take care. Email me if you have any questions, and again, you'll be seeing weekly videos from me and emails, and always never hesitate to just send me a quick email if you have any questions. All right, so take care.